In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel.
Yeah.
In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror.
What a great
We're
man.
not going to put up with it any longer.
Yeah. He's the only one that
From
means
Lebanon
what he says.
to Yemen,
No one else
Syria
has done it
to
like
Iraq,
that. Never.
the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal.
Anybody remember that?
Something like the
October
world
7th?
has never seen before.
Does anybody remember October 7th, or is everybody too busy remembering what happened on January 6th? I think October 7th has a lot more, brutality to it any day of the week than January 6th.
Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States.
You guys remember that? Iran was murdering their own citizens of their own country, their own people, killing them, thousands of them. And could you imagine if that bullshit happened here? Could you imagine if that happened here? If our United States government started killing us as citizens? Could you imagine if that happened? Oh my God. It would be civil war. It would be civil war. It'd be the people versus the government. That shit would not fly here. It just wouldn't. But over there, those people had no choice but to bow down to that regime, that terroristic regime. And they just brutally slaughtered all those protesters out there. You guys remember that? That was just a few weeks ago. They really do. I don't agree with that. Anybody else? Nobody should have to withstand their own government slaughtering their people like that. That's awful. And then you got these Democrats out here that are, Donald Trump didn't ask for permission. He doesn't fucking have to. Okay? He doesn't have to. I think they let 8 lawmakers know about it, and that was it. I think Marco Rubio said they reached out to 8 people to let them know, hey, we're attacking Iran. We're raining down hell on Iran. We're going to I think they got a hold of 7 out of the 8 lawmakers to let them know. So they let people know we're going to be doing this. He doesn't need permission from Congress because this is not a declaration of war. And all these people are like, he needs permission. No, he does not. This isn't Iraq. This isn't Afghanistan. We're not going to war with a country. We're conducting airstrikes. He's allowed to do that. He doesn't need to ask for congressional permission to do that.
In particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon.
Never.
I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon.
I don't think they're going to have one after
That
today.
is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan.
Yeah.
After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious.
It's not unconstitutional when you're trying to get rid of a terroristic regime like that hates America and wants us like obliterated from this planet. Administrative power of the office of the president. Yeah. Go in there and look at all the things that the president of the United States can do without congressional permission. There's a lot of things that he could do. He doesn't have to go to Congress to do it unless it's a declaration of war, act of war. Like, hey, we want to go over and take this country by force. But we're not doing that. We're just launching airstrikes.
His pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has
I'm looking
for
at your comments.
decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear.
I see your comments. My problem is I get tunnel vision. I see your comments. I really do. And I try to read them when I catch them. Venezuela liberated, Iran liberated, next Ukraine to eliminate by American forces. Hey, are we trying to butt into other countries' businesses? No, we're just trying to make the world a safer place. What's wrong with that?
Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message.
And people forget about 9/11
For these reasons,
too.
the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans.
Yep.
And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear
9/11,
weapon.
never again. Never.
This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military.
You know what? There is not a country on this planet that I am worried about in any time of war. None. I ain't worried about not a one of them. There is no country out there greater than the United States of America. There is no country out there that can even come close to playing the FAFO game with America without having some sort of consequence. Nobody has the balls to go to war with the United States, and they know it. And they know it. And countries need us to sustain their economies, just like we need other countries too, as far as trade goes. But in time of war and in time of military strength, there's no other country out there better than us, baby. Believe that. And if you don't agree with that, I'm sorry.
Military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication.
There you go.
My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties.
Yeah.
That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes
in
keeping
harm's
America
way,
safe,
my man.
And we trust that
NC,
with his help,
NJ.
the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death.
Or you will die.
Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Yeah.
For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight.
It's true.
Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with over.
Go look at the news right now. Go look at what's happening in downtown Los Angeles. There are people in the streets cheering this on that are from Iran, Iranian Americans, and people from Iran are carrying, and not just Iranians, Americans too, are carrying their Iranian flags and marching in the street. They're tickled to death over this stuff. They're loving this because they know their country was in such a bad way that I could never go back there. That's why they came here, to get the hell out of that country. It was such a bad place. Now they're literally celebrating this in the streets of LA. Go look at the news. It's happening right now.
Overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass.
Trump is the
May
goat.
God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
We take care of this country. We do. If you don't think we do, you don't have to live here. You can go live someplace else. God, I hate it when people bash on this country. We're not the most perfect country in the world. We're not. No country is. But this country is by far the greatest country on this planet. I do not want to live anywhere else. I do not want to live anywhere else. And you shouldn't either. And if you do, go. If you don't love this country, I don't want you here. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. Nobody wants you here. Because people like that just bring this country down with that mentality. Oh, I hate this country is so shitty and so bad and it's going downhill and blah, blah, blah. But they don't have the balls to pick up their shit and go live someplace else. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I don't want to live anywhere else. I'm just saying I don't agree with. Okay, you just don't agree with what's happening. But for somebody to just say, hey, I hate my country. I hate what's happening. I hate this. I hate that. There's miserable people all the time that are just fucking miserable that have deep depression. It's deep. It is deep, deep depression. Deep depression. I feel sorry for you. I think you had some sort of negative trauma at some point in your life and you're taking it out on your country for it. But they do not have the guts to turn around, pack up their shit, sell their home, sell all their belongings, and go live in another country. And then when they do, they realize how good they really had it. So listen, guys, he's the only president that means what he says. When did we ever have a president? Forget if they're Democrat or Republican. Just when have we ever had a president that meant what he said and followed through with it? Never, never. And a lot of people are giving him shit because he's focusing on foreign policies over ours. That's what it feels like sometimes, but there's a reason he's doing it. And for the main reason he's doing it is to keep the world safe. He knows that Iran was being led down a path of just destruction and chaos for the world. And we couldn't have that. We just can't. That's why you're seeing what you're seeing right now. And it's not like he just went in there and said, go ahead, take him out. No, we've been trying to bring these people down to a reasonable level and say, hey, we can't continue. You guys can't continue to do this, man. It's just, you can't. And we've been in talks with them and they weren't having it. They weren't having it and neither was he. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing right now.